How should you start studying for CS Executive Program? How should you study till the day of the exam? What do the students who pass the exam do? What is their timetable? This video will give you the complete roadmap of how you can start studying and get 100% success in your exam. Watch this video till the end. I am Company Secretary Alok. I am practicing as a CS and a faculty here at Ekcel Academy. Let us see a simple to follow timetable which many of my students of Ekcel Academy have followed. They have also passed the exam. If you don't believe me, please look at the success stories. In our YouTube channel, we have a playlist. More than 100 students we have taken the interview and everybody has passed because of some basic timetable principles. Let us see what you should do. The first thing is actually to understand that to do company secretary course, you need a set number of hours. For example, you are going from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. If you go from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, you need some time to travel. If you go on a flight, you may be completing the entire journey within 3 to 4 hours. But if you take a train, it may take 3 to 4 days. If you take a bus, it will take much longer. Just imagine if you go walking Kashmir to Kanyakumari, you will take many months just to reach your destination. In simple, to complete company secretary course also, there is a set time which you need. So how much time do you need is the first thing you need to recognize. So you should understand how many hours do you need. Once you look at the syllabus, please try to understand how many hours you need. For example, for JIGL, you may need 200 hours. And for a subject like company law, you will need 250 hours. This is different for every person. For example, let us say a student who has already passed LLB or who is already doing LLB, they may not need 200 hours for JIGL, but they may need 300 to 400 hours for accountancy or taxation. So depending on where you are, you will need a set number of hours to complete the syllabus. So for, let's say that you need 800 hours for module 1. Somebody else may just need 600. Don't compare yourself. First try to understand how many hours you need to pass the exam, how many hours you need to go to the exam with 100% preparation. This is the simplest way to put it. I have done this myself and I have told my students. So don't worry about December or June. Your exam may be December, your exam may be June, that doesn't matter. What you should really focus is, have I given the number of hours which I require to go 100% with preparation? How much hours you need to go to exam with 100% preparation? For each student, the answer is different. Like I told, somebody may need 600 hours for module 1, somebody may need 800 hours. Similarly for module 2. If you are writing both the modules, you can do the calculation. You should tell yourself one simple thing. Before going to the exam, I should have completed these number of hours of preparation. Yes, you may get the exam. You tell, sir, there's no time, but exam will come before that. Yes, go write the exam. But suppose you don't clear the exam, don't think that you are a failure. You have not given that number of hours. It is as simple as that. You have to give those number of hours. Even if you look at some students who have passed in second or third attempt, they tell that actually first attempt I was not 100% prepared. That simply means that if they needed 800 hours preparation, maybe they got only 500 hours to prepare for their first attempt. Similarly, it is the case for everybody. So focus on number of hours required. Another example I'll tell you. Let us say you want to be a pilot. Go talk to any pilot. They will tell you, let us say a pilot has to take an international flight. You just can't tell, yesterday I finished my pilot training and I'll do an international flight. There are X number of hours required. A pilot's experience is based on number of flying hours. So if a pilot has to, let's say, take an international trip, for example, they'll say that you need to have 5,000 flying hours. That means you have experience of 5,000 of flying as a pilot within India. If you want to take a flight international trip, then this will be your minimum criteria to get qualified. Similarly, to pass the exam, there is X number of hours, which is not flying hours, but studying hours which you need to be 100% prepared. Please realize this. The second step you should do to make a topper's timetable is to understand how many days is there for your exam. So what can you do? Very, very simple. Make a simple sheet like this. How many days is for the exam? What is the date? So let's say that, so this could be, you may be watching this video just 50 days before exam, 60 days before exam, 100 days before exam or even 300 days before exam. I'll take an example of 180 days before exam. No matter when you're watching this video, please make this chart. Have these 4 columns. How many days for exam? So you go for the countdown. 180, 179, 178, 177, make this countdown. So every day when you get up and see, then you will know that, okay, the exam is not as far as I think. Otherwise, what will we tell? Exam is December. Exam is June. So it seems more far than the moon or sun. Oh, it's December, it's some other century you'll feel. It is not that far. Every day when you see the number of days is coming down, your focus and motivation and attention will naturally go up because the number of days is reducing. Then you have the second column with the date, and the third column, most important, what should you study? What should you study on that particular date? For example, 180 days for exam, July 2nd, what do I study? Write down the subject and the topic which you are going to study and make this timetable initially just for 1 week. After 1 week, you will be more realistic on how much you can finish. And every day night, please remember this is important, every day night, what has been completed before you go to sleep. You may sleep at 10 p.m., you may sleep at 12 midnight, you may sleep at 2 a.m. I don't worry. No matter what time you sleep, before you go to sleep, you have planned to study, let us say these 4 things. How much did you actually finish? How much did you actually finish? That is what you have to write over here. When you do this for 1 week, you will be very, very practical. Along with this, not only how much you should study in the day, you can add this by from what time to what time, how much you're going to study. 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. I'll study this topic. So be more specific and force yourself to have a target of what you should do. This is also called as time boxing, which I'll tell little later in this video again. First basic part of the video I've already told you. Now what is the third step you should do if you want to complete studying the entire syllabus and become a topper? Topper doesn't just mean to get a rank. Topper is to give your best performance. The topper, simple thing is to pass the exam. So if you want to be a topper in your own life, this is what you should do. Please understand how should you prepare. How should you prepare? See, it's very, very simple. Broadly, you have self-study, face-to-face classes, or you have online coaching, right? No matter what you do, please choose that properly. And understand again, it is all about time. If you do self-study, can you pass the exam? Definitely you can pass the exam if you do self-study. Plus, please realize that you just need more time. If you go to face-to-face classes, yes, face-to-face classes is also good. But again, you need time for travel and other things. Next is online coaching. Yes, if you ask me, I will tell online coaching is best. We are into online coaching. But don't listen to me. Listen to whatever works for you. If you feel that self-study is best for me, I have extra time, I'm ready to give double time, do that. If you feel no, face-to-face classes is what I need, go for that. Or if you feel that online coaching where you have a combination of self-study and also online, if that is good for you, please do that. But choose whatever you want and understand that it is all about time. And in general, I would suggest please go for either face-to-face or online coaching simply because you need to save time. Self-study is not impossible, but it is improbable and you're taking unnecessary time and your career is going to start much later than you think, which is really not required. Take help and get to pass the exams as soon as possible. While making the timetable, the fourth important step is to realize who you are. Yes, you know how many days is there for exam, you have done a countdown timetable and you also decided to study self-study online or face-to-face. Next, what should you do to pass the CS exam? Who am I? This is a question you must put to yourself. This is not a spiritual question, this is a practical question. When I say who am I, what I'm actually meaning is simple. Are you a college student who's also trying to study? Are you a full-time company secretary student where you're only doing CS studies? Are you a working professional or are you a homemaker? Because both are a full-time job. Whether you're a homemaker, housewife, house husband, whatever, or if you're working in a company or you're having your own business, whatever it is. This is the third category. And fourth category, you can stop watching this video right now. That is time pass student. If you're a time pass student, please don't even watch this video. This is not for this. Because maximum students are actually coming under time pass student. Because they just take the CS course. Taking CS course is the easiest thing. You pay the registration fees to ICSI, you become a student. That is not great. So decide who you are. You will be in one of these three categories, correct? You're going to college and studying CS, or you're a full-time CS student, or you're working and you're trying to do company secretary course. Why should you understand who you are? Because practically speaking, depending on who you are in this category, that is the number of hours you will get to study. And the recommendation which we have is, if you're a college going student, you need to study at least 4 hours every day, minimum 4 hours every day. If you're a full-time student, you have to study minimum 8 hours, because even a full-time job is 8 hours. So if you tell you're a full-time student, you should at least study 8 hours. And if you are a student who is working or who is a homemaker, you should study minimum 2 hours. If you don't have this time, it will be very, very difficult. And it is important that if you're a homemaker, working professional, don't compare yourself with a college going student or with a full-time company secretary student. At Ekcel Academy, we have had students who are married, mothers, means having children, going for a job and still passed company secretary course. But they did not try to finish everything in 4 months. They did not do that. They said that I will need 1 year just for one module. Why? Because I have only 2 hours per day, and as per the calculation which I told you first, how many hours you need, that student, she said that, sir, I need about 800 hours for my module 1. That means I get only 2 hours a day average, which is 400 days. That means 1 year. I need almost 1 year to study one module. So I'm going to study aram se. I'm not comparing myself with others, which is very good. And she passed, and you can also watch her success story on our Ekcel Academy channel. At the same time, we have had many full-time students who said that I have 8 hours a day. I'm going to study only for company secretary course, which means to complete module 1 and module 2, I need about 1300 to 1400 hours. So you need 1300 to 1400 hours. That means 200 to 250 days. So they sit at home for 7 to 8 months, which is around 240 days, 250 days, and they prepare and they pass. It is not as difficult as you think. The simple reason is student has not gone to exam with full preparation, and they say exam is difficult, they fail. Exam is not difficult. You need a set number of hours to study, and you need to invest that depending on what kind of student you are. So if you're a full-time college student, yes, you have only 4 hours a day. Take one module at a time. Be realistic. You do need the X number of hours to finish. It may be 600 hours, it may be 800 hours. Each student is in a different level. Don't worry and don't compare with others. So now finally, with all the first 4 steps you have done, we will get into making the actual timetable. So when you are making the actual timetable, first thing you should understand is how many hours to study. This, like I already told you, it doesn't matter. You may study 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No matter. The secret actually is how many hours I study. It is about every day. Every day is the secret. Every single day is when we have to study. It could be 1 hour, it could be 8 hours, but we need to study every single day. And this is the first thing you should realize. Next important thing which you need to do is, please make time boxing. Time boxing. What is this time boxing? Time boxing is planning your day from the time you get up till the time you sleep. This is the only way you will get effective. So what should you do? So 7 to 8, what will you do? If you are getting up at 7 a.m. and you are just going to get ready, have some water and do some exercise, okay, you write that. You write what you are going to do. 8 to 10 a.m. that you are going to study, you please write that. So morning to evening, please write what you are going to do and use the simple tool of Google Calendar. Google Calendar is a free tool. It is there on your mobile. So tomorrow, whatever you're going to do, please note it in your Google Calendar. Every single half an hour, you should not waste time. You'll be more effective like this. So in this way, even if you study 1 hour a day or 8 hours a day, your effectiveness will be 2 to 3 times. So even if you study just, let us say 1 hour a day, it is effectiveness is like 3 hours. If you study 8 hours a day, effectiveness is 16 to 20 hours of effectiveness. Yes, hours is only 8 hours, but effectiveness is what we need to do. Along with this, please do the Pomodoro technique. So for example, a student wants to study 10 a.m. to 12 noon, a full-time student. A student who is working may want to study 10 p.m. to 12 in the night. No matter when you study for 4 sessions of Pomodoro. That means study for 25 minutes, take a 5 minutes break. Study for 25 minutes, take a 5 minutes break. This way, you will be very, very effective in your studies, and most importantly, you will be able to remember much more in this technique. It's a scientifically proven technique. Just use it. Lot of my students have used it. Initially, yes, it takes some time to get used to it, but you can do it with a little practice. You will get into a habit. In fact, it will become an addiction. You can't study in any other way. And in the 5 minutes break, don't watch your mobile. Then you will go to Instagram Reels, and 5 minutes will become 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and it's going to be crazy. So have that discipline to take the 5 minutes break and come back to studies. So you have already made the timetable. You know how many days for exam. You have done the countdown. You have done the 4 columns. Now, what should you do? You should get yourself a boss. In your office, in your company, in your school, in your college, you listen to a boss. It could be teacher, it could be your senior, it could be your actual boss in a company, right? Without their orders, will you be the same seriousness? No, we are not. All of us are like that. We need to listen to someone, only then we'll ensure that we do the job properly. So how do you get a boss? Get an accountability partner. This accountability partner is not only when you join Ekcel Academy. Yes, when you join Ekcel Academy, we have all these benefits. Even if you don't, even if you just do self-study, get a friend. Even if they're not a company secretary student, it's okay. But report to them. Tell them what you have done every day. You should be answerable to someone every day. It could be your mother, father, brother, sister, if they have the time. You just need 5 minutes. So you should tell them that every day night, you please ask me what I have finished, and this is my timetable. If I have not finished, you please scold me, or you ask me why I have not done that. Be answerable to them. Within 1 day, you will see the magic. When you are answerable to somebody, you will finish it. Otherwise, when you are answerable to yourself, you'll say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, and you keep pushing things and it never gets finished, which is a very big problem. So get yourself an accountability partner, and if you join Ekcel, we'll only give that to you. Next thing again is mentor and mentorship. Yes, many students of Ekcel Academy have said that they have passed only because of the personal one-to-one mentorship. But what if you don't join an academy like ours? You can still do that. Get yourself a teacher, get yourself a mentor, get yourself a senior who has passed before you. Report to them and talk to them at least once in 1 week or once in 15 days. This will again give you magical result. The kind of tips a mentor can give you, nobody can give. They have to be at least 1 level above you. If you're in executive, keep your CS professional person as a mentor. If you're in CSEET, keep a CS executive student as a mentor. And if you still need more help, you can always get it from teachers. And that is why I tell, self-study is not impossible, but it is unnecessary. Please take help and make your journey faster to become a company secretary sooner. These are all the broad things which you can do, and you can have a timetable where you will get 100% success and you will be passing the CS exam in the very first attempt. Once you do all of these things, you may have already written 2-3 attempts. This may be your first attempt that you're going to write. No matter who you are, if you're watching this video, you need to follow all these things. The biggest problem for any timetable is students make the timetable, they don't follow it. Without following, you will not get results. You need to push yourself to follow it. And if you feel that you cannot push yourself, we can help you at Ekcel. We have a personal mentorship program which helps you to pass the exam. You can get in touch with us if you want to join that. Now we come to the last part of the video where I have some extra tips for you to help you to pass very easily. First thing is, if you're a person who is a working professional, please don't underestimate the power of 10-minute study sessions. While you're traveling to your office, or in your office, if you have a chance where you get 10 minutes to study. In some offices, they may be very strict, you may not get a chance, but while you're traveling, of course, they can't stop you. Even if you get 10 minutes, you study. Just tell me, suppose in one day you can get 4 sessions of 10 minutes or 5 sessions of 10 minutes, that is almost 1 hour of studies. So don't think that I should sit in a table, everything should be off, I should sit for 2 hours. No, you can even study just for 10 minutes and you will be amazed by the results you will get by that. Second thing is, please do spaced revision. Whatever you studied today, revise that tomorrow, second day. Revise that 7th day. Revise that 15th day. Revise that 30th day. This way you'll never forget anything. Otherwise, what will you feel? Oh, I studied everything. After 2 months, I forgot everything. That is true, because whatever you study, it stays only in your working memory. Working memory you will forget in 1 or 2 days. Whatever you study should go from working memory to your long-term memory. If something has to go to long-term memory, you must revisit, you must revise the same material at regular intervals. So if you study something today, revise that tomorrow. Today you may need 1 hour to study, but to revise tomorrow you need only 20 minutes for the same material. So study for 1 hour today, revise for 20 minutes tomorrow. And then on the 7th day, revise for 10 minutes. On the 15th day, revise for 10 minutes. On the 30th day, you will be amazed. You remember most of the things. You just need 5 minutes to revise what you have studied for 1 hour. Do that simple trick. Third, I already told you Pomodoro technique. You will become addicted to this and it is very effective. So even if you have just 2 hours to study every day, the effectiveness will be equal to 4 to 5 hours and sometimes 6 hours. Otherwise, 2 hours will go wasted. It is not effective and it is really, you can't say 2 hours. Maybe you studied only for half an hour, which is effective. Next important thing, write and practice every single day. Take weekly tests. Then have a long-term plan. Don't measure CS by 1 or 2 months. This is a long journey. Company Secretary course takes anywhere between 3 to 5 years for everyone, sometimes even 6 years. And most importantly, your career is 30 to 40 years. It is worth to spend this time of studying. And you will get into the top 1%. You will get into the top 1% of the corporate world. Don't just waste time like your BCom friends who have just done BCom. They may be enjoying now. They may have got some job now. Later, they will suffer when they're 40 plus age. They will suffer. Please note this down. That is why do this. Invest time in studies. Learning is not easy. You need time. The only thing you need is time. Yes, you need a little bit of money, but compared to other courses like MBA, MBBS or any other architecture, Company Secretary course is the most affordable professional education. Most affordable. You compare with MBBS, architecture, LLB, even compared to CA, our cost is very less and you don't need much money, you need time. And I want you to please give time and make effective use of your time. And this is how you can become a topper. This is how you can pass the exam. And last and not the least, your brain is more capable than what you think it is. Your brain has more powers. Your brain has enough power to remember more than every grain of sand in every desert and every beach of this Mother Earth. Our planet Earth is there. How many grains of sand will be there in every desert and every beach? More than that you can remember. That is the power of the brain. It is a scientifically proven technique. So don't doubt your ability. Everybody has the ability. It is a question of investing your time. While watching this video, you may feel very motivated, but let me tell you that your journey will be up and down. You may start down, you may go up, again you may come down, again you may go up, but end of the day, in your entire journey of CS, you should have completed and passed the exam. It will not be smooth. It will be up and down, but be ready for it. Be ready to invest 3 to 5 years of your time from the day you start CS till the day you complete, till the day you get the membership number. That is CS exam, executive, professional, 21 months training, other trainings of ICSI. Finally, you get the membership. Some people finish in 3 years, some people finish in 5 years, some people may take a little more like 6 years. But this is the overall duration. Be mentally ready for it and you will get the result, you will pass. Please follow this. If you feel that you can't do any of this and you still need help, we are here to give you a mentor. So this is our number. Get yourself a mentor. 973-973-3400. All the things that we have told in this video, you can easily get it just by calling this number. You can do it on your own, definitely, but you will not get the push. You may be motivated by watching this video, but you need somebody to be tracking your studies every single day. That is what we do here at Ekcel Academy. If you are interested, get in touch with this number. If you are not interested, at least follow whatever I told in this video and you will definitely get the results. Thank you and all the best for your exams.